Alright, so here we're going to have a review of the audio Hekili. I've been a while without uploading because I'm a little bit sick. I've been sick for a while. That's why if my voice sounds a little bit different, raspy, I'm sorry. I've been waiting a little bit to see if it gets better before recording, but it wouldn't, so I have to record now. So anyway, this doesn't really come with a box or anything like that, so it just comes with a case like this. This is kind of like a DIYer's project, not really made from a big manufacturer. Though it seems that he wants to keep anonymous because I can't find his name anywhere. Nobody else I've heard knows his name, so it's just Audio Hekili. I recommend to the guy who's making this, at least make like a brand name so it's easier to find your stuff. Because just having Audio Hekili, Audio Ehiku, which is his other model, and stuff like that makes things hard to find. Anyway, so cable, IEMs, tips, case. If you hear cuts or something like that, it means I coughed. I hope I won't cough during the recording. Alright, so what you get in total, you get some tips, you get the IEMs themselves, and you get the cable. That's it. And you get this case, which is massive and honestly kind of useless. I don't really like this case at all. It's too big to fit anywhere, and it doesn't have anything where like it can hold stuff in place, so your earbuds are just bouncing around inside the case anyway. Not great, but this is a $300 set, 7BA 1DD. This is his upgraded version of the old IEM, the Lokahi, which was very successful, very popular in the audiophile community at the time. So he upgraded that by adding a dynamic driver. And I never heard the original, but I heard it was really good. So let's talk about build and comfort first. So the build is very nice. It is resin. A little bit of a weird thing is that the nozzle is made of metal, as you can see, and it looks kind of awkward. But I mean, that's because this is a DIYer's project. And so it looks like this. It doesn't have the same problem as the Phantom did, where the tips would just slide in and off the thing. I don't know why. I guess there's just more friction on this. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't really have any issues. It does come with this like kind of sparkly gray color, black color, with then this like gray line through the middle. I really like the design. I think the design looks very sleek, very nice, especially with DIY project. This thing looks professionally produced. Very nice job. It is an MMCX IEM, which I like MMCX. I know most people, don't like it, but I am a fan. It does not come with a MMCX removal tool, which was disappointing because I think all MMCX IEMs should come with this to keep the MMCX connector's lifespan longer. But yeah, I mean, you can get these pretty cheap on AliExpress or Amazon or something like that, but it's just something I'm going to mention every time because I feel like it should be like a requirement. Anyway. All testing for sound, by the way, I did want to mention all testing for sound was done before I got sick. The reason I mention this is if you don't know, your sinuses and having a stuffed nose stuff like it can actually affect how you perceive sound. So if you're like sick or something and you don't like the way something sounds, like wait for your your sinuses to clear up, stuff like that. Off topic, small detail I wanted you guys to know. It's a bit of an interesting subject. Anyway, let's talk about the cable. So this cable I actually like quite a bit. It is a little bit, memory prone, but I actually I don't know, it's been easy to work with. And the ends kind of have like a memory wire to it so that like it kind of remembers around your ears. Usually I don't like that, but I like the way it was done on this. I don't know how to explain it. It just was easy to work with for me, and I enjoyed using the stock cable. So during testing, of course, I used the stock cable. It's a great cable. I have no issues. Only available in 3.5 as far as I'm aware. Anyway, tips were all comfortable. I like the stock tips. I did try spin fits as well. I don't have them here. I thought I did, but I don't. But yeah, I've used the, I'll show you this one. I've used the extra small spin fits on them. Worked fine. Kind of gave the similar sound signature to the stock tips anyway. So, now let's talk about sound. Now this is a bit of a mixed bag for me. I like the sound a lot, but it has some major flaws. So the sound signature is the best aspect of this IEM. I love how it presents sound. It has excellent soundstage, but we'll get into that in a bit. But I really like the ratio from bass to mids to highs. It's got a bass forward sound signature, but it's not overpowering for the rest of the track. It's just it's energetic. It's rhythmatic, I guess you can call it. I don't know. It's very complementary to the sound. It's very it's very good quality. It's good good tactileness, has great impact, and it's forward but not too forward. It's great bass. The mid range, the vocals especially, really pop forward but not too forward. It's less forward than the Performer 8, which I will get into comparisons in a bit, but it is still forward, which I like. I like the highs. They're slightly rolled off, but not too much. Got great extension. Overall, the signature it's a bright W shape, I'd call it. I really like the sound of the sound signature of the Hekili. The sound stage is excellent, very wide. Not phantom wide, but it is really one of the widest I've heard for this price range. I'd say it's got a little bit more height than the Performer 8. I'm going to just bring the Performer 8 in now. I'm sorry, I can hear my voice getting worse. Anyway, I can say the Performer 8 is a little bit more width, slightly, but this is a bit taller in the stage. But they're very close in stage, but it's a very great stage for $300. This is $380, and this is $300. Great stage. The imaging, also great. No problems with imaging. Now, you may be wondering, okay, then why do you say it's a mixed bag? It sounds you like it a lot. Well, the problem is the note weight. It's very thin sounding. The stage is very big, which I really like, but it sounds stretched out. All of the notes sound a little bit thin. The mid-range also has a little bit of just thinness in it. Especially instruments don't sound so full on this thing. You know, even the bass is the one thing where I can say there's no problem with the note weight. It's great bass, good quality. I like it. But the mid-range and the highs, they just have a poor timbre to them. They don't have a natural feel to them. It sounds raspy like my voice right now. And it has it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like whole. It sounds like you took the notes and you stretched them out to make them bigger, but it made it a little bit thin sounding. Didn't give it enough, I'm trying to get enough presence in a sense, like an instrument doesn't sound what's the word for it? Sorry. It doesn't sound like a realistic. It sounds kind of metallic, kind of thin, and it's noticeable on almost every track I listen to. So it kind of makes these things kind of like it's really sad because I love the tuning. The tuning is excellent. He did an amazing job on the tuning. I don't know if maybe it's the drivers that he's using aren't the best quality. I don't know, but it's just something with the timbre, the note weight. It just doesn't sound correct. You know, you listen to the Performer 8, okay, I don't like the Performer 8's tuning as much as I like the Hekili's tuning. Hekili's tuning is really, really good. I love the way it's tuned. But the Performer 8 sounds more natural, sounds more full. I did say in the Performer 8 review that I think I said that every once in a while it's raspy, right? But it is, but very slightly. This one has it all the time on everything and pretty noticeable, while the Performer 8 does it very rarely. And the Performer 8 has a little bit more forward vocals, while this one has also forward, but not as forward. The bass is much more prominent on the Hekili than the Performer 8. Performer 8 has great quality bass, but it's a little bit recessed. It's light. It's not like it's there. You notice it, but it's not like it's not commanding a strong presence in the track. While the Hekili, it's got good presence in the track. Like, you know, you're really hearing the bass. And so if you're more into bass, you're gonna probably want the Hekili over the Performer 8. But I think the Performer 8 just has a more natural, full sound, while the Hekili is a bit more, you know, thin and lacking definition. It also lacks detail. The Performer 8, I mean, not the Hekili lacks detail. The Performer 8's got a lot of detail. The Hekili lacks detail. It's another issue. It's not as detailed, it's not as full, but it's very wide and has a great tuning. I think that there's a lot of potential here, but I think that it's not quite enough for me to say I'd recommend it. It's not a bad IEM. I wouldn't say at all that this is a poor IEM. I think it's good IEM. But I think that due to the lack of a natural timbre, the thin note weight, and the poor detail retrieval, I wouldn't pay in the current market $300 for these, when you can, you know, hopefully save up an extra $80 to pick up the Performer 8, or I'd also prefer the Oxygen over these. I hope that helped out, and hopefully I am not sounding this terrible with my really raspy voice in the next video. Alright, thanks, see ya.